Of course, we've got our star bullfrog over here. We put in a spillway there, covered it with the rocks. We've got some goldfish. The homeowners put in some water lilies.
And so are they happy with it?
They love it.
All right, we are in beautiful Aqualand, Michigan. Youssef Waterstone Gardens, right?
That's right.
And this is a pond that you built?
Last fall.
Okay, so a newer pond. And look at this house. You can tell this is a gardener's house right here. And you said it was the husband more than the wife, huh?
That's right. Definitely, that was my first impression, that seeing all these plants, and I knew we were going to have the opportunity to
Have a palette to work with.
Exactly, a great canvas to work with.
Let's check out another beautiful Aquascape ecosystem water feature. Wow, it is a jungle back here. Look at all the poppies. Roses. Take time to smell the roses. Look at this. Perfectly framed. Look at this. Look at how beautiful that is. Got blooming irises. Here's your basin. I like how low profile everything is. Bamboo. Yeah. That's pretty cool. So are we in like zone 6B?
Zone 6. Yeah.
Wow.
If it gets below zero, they said the tops die back. It still regrows.
We're close enough to Lake Michigan where it stays warm.
Yeah.
Right. So here's the cool thing. Right, that waterfall looks like it's right outside of like a beautiful sunroom. And then they have their living room right here overlooking the pond. So you've spaced it out so it's spread out real thin pond, long, narrow, low profile. I love it.
Yeah, this was an existing pond. It was really overgrown, full of muck, like a foot full of muck. Until they rebuilt it.
So they called you in to fix an old pond that probably wasn't built with an aquascape style.
Okay. We're talking about maybe just having one waterfall like coming this way, but I saw the canvas out here. I was really thinking about what would fit the best back here.
Yes.
Given the slope down that way and the sunroom right here, I wanted to get some visual interest on this side, especially as you're walking down this path.
Well, with the arch framing it too. The pergola framing, you're looking through it.
Right.
Yeah. And then what did you do over here? Did you put a little bubbler rock in, or what'd you do?
I put a spillway in there.
Okay, so there's a spillway shooting out the water just to add a little bit of a water element in the middle.
Yeah, just to seem like a little spring. Nothing too dramatic, like you don't even notice it at first. But
yeah, okay, so we got a couple of lilies, including in a Wandisa. Is it planted in the right container?
Too small of a container.
Okay, you already know.
Yeah,
all right.
Too small.
And just some little bunkers and goldfish in there. Yeah. And so are they happy with it?
They love it. Last time I was out here, I saw it sitting out there reading. I handpicked every boulder out here from the rock yard.
Nice.
Did this all by hands, no machines at all. Really took the time to put together like a puzzle.
It was an existing pond, but it actually was probably more work to remove that to start with. What would a project like this go for if you were to install this today for somebody else from Waterstone?
Wasn't including the demolition, it'd be about $13,000.
Good. That's a really decent price, and they're thrilled with it, right?
Yeah. Project took about 3 weeks to complete, but that included a demolition of an old mucky pond, very overgrown with water lilies. It was mostly just in this area. The surface area of the pond was maybe a little bit bigger, but we made it deeper and longer. Originally, we were talking about putting in a waterfall right here, but when I was thinking about the canvas that we're dealing with back here, I thought we needed to stretch the visuals and really take advantage of the slope going down there and give a appearance that the stream's disappearing down the ravine. So we ended up doing a complete renovation, starting up with a biofalls. Every rock here was also hand-picked, so got to include some fun ones. This one, cool waterfall stone with the different tiers. I have no idea what that rock is, but it's pretty cool. Very slow and cascading. I really like to use shallow areas. There's not a whole lot of water coming through right here. It's more through that way, but it gives a different change of pitch. And the low profile with the patio is very seamless and it's inviting, so you can easily step over and have a seat on the bench. We put in a spillway there, covered it with the rocks. I just wanted it to look like a tiny little spring. We got some goldfish. The homeowners put in some water lilies that will get some bigger pots and fertilized. This part is subtle, but this here might be my favorite part of the whole system. You got this gentle cascading, this rippling coming over the rock here. Obviously it's flowing a lot over on the side, but it's like this scar on the rock as if it just eroded there naturally. And that's the goal, is to make things as seamless into the environment as possible. And we have a pretty big basin and pump vault down here that everything circulates back up towards. I love all the moss. This pond's still pretty new, so things still gotta fill in, but seeded several little patches of moss and planting areas. Of course, we've got our star bullfrog over here. And I liked here how there's a little secret fall into this little planted bed with some more moss, and I think that's sorrel. Very inviting to walk across. It really just puts everything together. Thanks for watching and get yourself a pond.